Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday, November 23rd edition of the Hockey Podcast Newspack. I am Kevin Olenek. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at KEVOLE. You can follow us on Twitter as well, podcast_or hockey, Facebook.com, the Hockey Podcast, YouTube.com, the Hockey Podcast, and of course, subscribe to the audio wherever you get your audio as well as we continue with our daily news pack, just going through the news of the day and that's happening in the hockey world. And we're going to start in Tampa Bay. Yesterday, of course, we talked a bit about this with Brayden Point. It was announced that he would be week to week with an injury. It's now a bit more of a definitive timeline, and this came out from the Tampa Bay Lightning today. Of course, he was injured in the loss of the Devils, out 4 to 6 weeks with an upper body injury. And of course, he was tripped by defenseman Ryan Graves in the third period. And it's going to be a significant loss. And one of those losses that it will impact the Canadian Olympic team if the NHL is off to the Olympics, which is still certainly up in the air. 4 to 6 weeks at this point would probably give him mid-January for him to be ready, but that still would be a question. We'll have to see on that, but a pretty significant injury for the Tampa Bay Lightning, who right now, as we look at the standings in the Atlantic Division, right now are sitting in third place. They are 4 points behind the Leafs at 10-4-3, 4 points ahead of Detroit at 8-9-3, and 6 points behind Florida right now, 13-2-3. Now, in terms of standings with Tampa Bay, we watched last year. That didn't necessarily matter. They still were able to get to the Stanley Cup final, so it's probably one of those things that Tampa Bay needs to be in the playoffs, but you certainly don't want to lose a guy that, as John Cooper said, it's hard to replace a guy that's considered a top 10 player in the league. So a significant loss for Tampa Bay. Well, we do know how long potentially Brayden Point will be out for. That's 4 to 6 weeks. Let's look at the New York Islanders, and they certainly are not off to a good start. I think that you would be open to the conversation of them being one of the more disappointing teams in the league, 5-8-2 right now, sitting in 8th in the Metro Division, and off course to they had the 13-game road trip to start the year. They've now had a couple of home games, but right now, with Zdeno Chara is now in COVID protocol. And the significance of this is there are several Islanders that have joined the COVID protocol list here. This is actually if I have this correct, this is the 7th player right now unavailable for the New York Islanders due to protocol. Josh Bailey's out, Anders Lee, Kiefer Bellows, Ross Johnson, Adam Pelech, and Andy Green, Anthony Beauvillier as well. So especially a significant loss. We saw what happened with the Ottawa Senators having to postpone some games, but gallantly fought against the Colorado Avalanche yesterday in a very exciting hockey game, but still lost. We're seeing injuries there and things piling up, and things are not looking good on the Islanders. On top of that, they're also without Brock Nelson for 2 to 4 weeks because of a lower body injury. He was hurt Sunday against the Leafs. So it's tough times, as Lou Lamoriello says, but they're going to stay focused on the players they have and stay positive. I mean, if there is a team that can turn things around, and I'm noted to turn things around, it is the New York Islanders. It's hard not to respect Lou Lamoriello and Barry Trotz for what they've done in this league, but it's certainly not looking good right now for the New York Islanders. So that for that injury. On the topic of good news in terms of injuries here, Philip Forsberg has been out for the Nashville Predators, and the Predators are saying he is close to coming back. He will be he was injured on the 2nd. He's going to skate with the team again very shortly, and then we could see him return pretty soon. Their last game before the American Thanksgiving is on Wednesday against the Vegas Golden Knights, and they are at this point could use Forsberg back there in a very competitive, certainly in a very competitive division there in the Central, sitting at 10-7-1 with 21 points, just 1 point behind the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues, and 2 points behind the Minnesota Wild for first place. So there's certainly a battle going on there. And don't look now, but the 5-game winning streak Colorado Avalanche are right behind them. So that's going to be something to watch out for as well in that division. So they certainly use Philip Forsberg as well. And the other news for today comes from the World Junior Championships are kicking off, of course, on Boxing Day. And they will be starting, of course, on December 26th. And the schedule has come out. So and on Sunday, the opening games is Finland versus Germany, Russia versus Sweden. Canada will play Czech Republic in Edmonton on 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. And then the United States will play Slovakia and Red Deer. Canada will then play as well. We'll just go through Canada's schedule here. They will play on Wednesday, December 29th against Germany, and then Austria on Tuesday. All of their games will be at 7 o'clock Eastern, and then they will play Finland on the New Year's Eve game will be Finland, and then quarterfinals will be on Sunday, January 2nd, semifinals Tuesday, January 4th, third place game at 4 o'clock Eastern on January 5th, and then the championship game, 8 o'clock Eastern in Edmonton. So that is what's going on in terms of the news for today. Some of the things that are going on that I wanted to touch on. In terms of games that are going on today, we have 3 games. We have the Flyers playing Tampa Bay, and we have the Oilers in Dallas, and we'll have the Chicago Blackhawks finishing off their swing through Western Canada with a game against the returning home Calgary Flames. We'll be doing a live recap of that game today as well. So check out for that as well. Again, follow us on Twitter at podcast_hockey. You can follow me on Twitter at KEVOLE. Sean is Beery Canuck 03. Tyler TNOBLE. Chris is Schneids SCHNEIDZ. Gord Howe 09 is on Twitter. That's Devin. And of course, you can also subscribe, like, and share our content. And that also includes an opportunity to enter into a draw for tickets to the Vancouver Canucks and Calgary Flames game in April 23rd, with the Pig and Duke, and an opportunity to spend time at the game, get a limo ride to the game. The word of the week is shut out, in honor of the Flames. 7 shutouts so far this year. That is the word of the week. So that's the news for the week here. Kind of keeping us up. We'll be back tomorrow with another news pack. We'll be also check our recap of the Blackhawks and the Flames. We'll also be recapping tomorrow's game between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Vancouver Canucks as well. So thanks everyone for watching. We will talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.